welcome back to the videos. If you guys are new, my name is Mike. So in this video, I originally didn't have anything to film today, and I did promise you guys, if you guys are following me on my Instagram, I did promise you guys that I would answer all of your guys' questions. Don't worry, we will get into that by the end or middle part of this video, or I might just put it in. But anyways, I was having a drink with my dad last night, and he literally asked me, hey, do you want to put the TE37s on the EVO? I'm like, sure. So that is what we're doing today. I'm just gonna get this already put in the car. The EVO's wheels will most likely be going on the next build. That is, of course, if you guys know me, I import cars from Japan. So my next build will be coming from Japan, and it should be here the day you guys see this video. So probably in the next week's video, you will be checking out my new car. Hopefully if it arrives, but it's scheduled to arrive by the time you see this video. Stay tuned for that, and let's go ahead and put these wheels on. You guys couldn't guess already, we are already in like the underground parking where Ariana's stored over here. I missed you, baby girl. I really missed you. Like, I have a bunch of pictures of this car on my phone, but seeing it in person without driving it for like a really long time, it just gets you. Although I like the color of these rims, sadly these rims are gonna go. They're gonna be going on the next project car, and these tires, although they're a little bit too narrow for the rim that's going on the TE37s, I'm gonna be using these tires just to reuse them until they wear out. Once they wear out, I'm gonna maybe be going up to 255 or 265, since the other rim is a little bit wider than this one. But we're gonna be taking these off, and Ripperino guys, I forgot this, so we can actually get the locking nut inside the car. But since we're at home, let's go ahead and answer some of the questions that you guys sent me on Instagram. NA_Juan says 2020 Supra thoughts. To cut things short, I think it looks pretty good. It's not, obviously it's not the Supra we all wanted, because the Supra we all want is the Mark IV. Clearly this thing would never be the Mark IV, and since it is made with BMW, I kind of prepared myself to be disappointed. But once they release it, it doesn't look too bad. I think it looks better than a BRZ, stock for stock, but yeah, I don't think it's that bad. Benji_V300 says, what would be your perfect attainable car? And since it's attainable, make it happen. Okay, I see what you're doing there. In terms of picking cars, I would advise to, of course, take where you live into consideration and your driving skill. If you're someone that's like 16 and just got their driver's license, I would not suggest a rear-wheel drive car with no traction control in the winter time if you live in a climate that has winter or like snow. For our first car, Subarus are cool. They're all-wheel drive, so whether you have snow or not, it's still fun to drive. Tons of parts for them, and if you could, get an EVO, because EVOs are just a little bit better than Subarus. Bradley_Davies02, that guy. You get 3 cars. One for drift, one for daily, one for street. What you got? I don't need 3 cars, you just need an EVO. Okay, so if I had 3 cars, one for drift, one for daily, one for street, what would I get? Drift, I would get an S15. S15s with RB26 swaps are daily. I don't know, an EVO or a Forester. Street, R34 GTR. KS Shift 09 says, where could I get a cheap turbo kit for my Scion FRS, and tips on starting a channel? In terms of a turbo kit, I personally would not go with a cheap kit, because a turbo kit could not only harm your actual engine, but you could blow the turbo itself. So I will go with a reputable kit. There's a bunch of kits out there, especially for the 86 body style. And tips on starting a channel, dude, just go out and do it. My starting camera was just my phone. I would advise, if you have an old phone, like maybe I have an S8, but if you have like an S7, S6 that has a decent camera, I would advise using your old phone as your actual vlogging camera. If that dies, use your actual phone, because the reason why I bought a camera was because my phone kept dying. Phone cameras nowadays are so good, you don't really need to buy a camera. It's just kind of just for the look. So yeah, that would be my advice to you. Game Ended Memes says, are you planning to make another project car? If so, which one? It is a secret. It is coming next week. Generic with a 1 says, what is the next mod for Ariana? T37s, baby. You already know. And But the next mod after the T37, you guys are gonna have to wait because I'm waiting for it because it's coming from Japan. Corey's _84 CJ7 _offroad. Jesus, that is one super long Instagram name, dude. But he says, if you were into 4x4s, which kind would you own? I don't know, Tundra? Or Tundra? No, Tacoma, the Toyota one. Tacoma TRD spec, or the one with the TRD kit. I think that one looks really cool. I don't know if that's 4x4 though, but it's a truck. So I think those look sick. Okay, so that is the questions for right now. We're gonna answer the rest of your guys' questions later. Oh, feels so good to be back in this thing. There she is. These are why I needed the keys for the car. Oh, I love this car so much. Alright, so the reason why we're using the temporary jack is because obviously we only have this much space with the EVO, and we wouldn't be able to put the actual jack underneath the car without going into this space which I'm currently standing in. And besides, we're not actually allowed to work on the car here. So what we're going to do is put the jack underneath, take the wheels out, swap the tires, put the tires on the T37s, bring the T37s, put them here, and repeat the same process on the other side. And then we can have the full look on how the TEs look on this car. And I don't know if it's the lighting, but color looks so good on camera right now. God damn. So one thing I absolutely love about EVOs are the brakes. I just love the brakes of the EVO. They look so dope. And also that it has all this like venting for like cooling the brakes and stuff. It just like shows to prove that even though Mitsubishi didn't really rally this car, they still put a lot of the technology and the rally things that they did with the previous EVOs in the EVO 10, which is sweet. We made it home. We have the 2 tires here because the other 2 are still on the car. We're gonna be doing 2 at once. In the meantime, we're gonna leave the tires and the wheels in the garage because we need to warm up the tires since it is a little bit easier to remove the tire when it's warm. We're gonna go ahead and do that. Leave them in the garage, which is heated, and take the tires off and put them on the TE37s, and they're gonna look sick. Alright, so there's an unfortunate turn of events. Because it's so cold outside, the rubber is so hard, and my dad wasn't able to remove the tire in the garage like how we usually do. So luckily for us, my dad has a friend that works at a tire shop, so we'll go ahead and see if he can remove the tire for us. Look at me being a terrible vlogger. I almost forgot to film this, but we're here at my dad's friend's shop, and he was literally able to take off the tire, so which is so sweet. I was almost scared that we weren't gonna be able to put the T37s on. Alright guys, so I have the old rims all the way back there. Now that the tire was off, I felt the weight difference between the T37 and these ones, and I feel these ones are significantly lighter. But I have heard that Work and VOLK Rays in general are pretty heavy wheels to my knowledge, especially the model I got, which I believe it's the SL. I don't really know, it could be the original one. They're currently being balanced right now, but they look so good with the tire on, and I can't wait to see it on the car. But before we do that, we're gonna go ahead and answer some of your guys' questions. Kale B. Hobbs asks, what are your thoughts on Hyundai as a brand? Hyundai as a brand in general, I'm not really into Korean cars that much. But the Genesis, I think the one with the 2-liter turbo, it's basically like, I don't know, it's the engine is very similar to the 4B11 from Mitsubishi, which is the EVO engine, the one I have. To my knowledge, from what I heard, is they are very similar. I think they even share the same head gasket. I could be wrong. I think the Genesis, that specific Genesis is awesome. Costas _ PNS _ he says race a Skyline. I don't know anyone offhand that... Actually, no, I do know a few people with Skylines. Like, it could be a possibility in the future. Brandon Stovold says, what would you recommend as a first car that I could upgrade or mod in the future? Depends where you live. If you're in a climate that is like Winnipeg, if it's your first car, get something all-wheel drive. You can have fun with it for 1, 2, tons of mods. So if you are from Winnipeg, I would say try importing a car, because import cars, not only are they cheap, some of them are under or around 10 grand. Like I said earlier, like a Subaru or an EVO even, they're awesome cars in the winter. It's cool to drive around. People give you weird looks because your steering wheel is literally on the wrong side. And it's true JDM. You can't get any more JDM than a car from Japan, unless you're living in Japan. LZ_Tony says, what is your all-time dream car? R34 GTR. That is my all-time dream car because of Paul Walker, and that is just the car to me. Like, if I had an R34 GTR, I can die a happy man. One Becker says, would you install a nitrous kit? Probably in the future. Yeah, I've never actually been in a car with nitrous, so I've never actually felt it. I think nitrous is awesome, so yeah, I would try installing a nitrous kit. I don't know which car, but I wouldn't mind it. Cody.btorn, sorry if I butchered that, but he says, can you give me a shout out? Okay, shout out to Cody.btorn. Ginger, I can't even read that. Ginger 341204. That's a lot of numbers, dude. He says, how much money did it take for your car to get where it is now? I have a whole video on it. It's actually a really recent video. I will link it here. Go check it out because it has the whole number, and I go over basically everything to this point. But there's so much stuff, and I go through all the prices there. So yeah, go check it out, dude. Sage.Reese says, do you want eggs? Deep exhale. Dude, I'm always down for eggs, man. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner eggs, bro. Yeah, those are all the questions. I can't wait to go ahead and show you guys how these TEs look, because they look fucking awesome. Let's go ahead and put them on. This wheel goes with any car, I swear. They look so good. I just want to show you guys once it's all lowered. The anticipation, look at this. Oh my god, it's so smooth. Oh. Before and after. Damn. Oh. 100% these wheels look so good. I just can't, I don't know. They just look so good. Oh, jeez. So perfect. Alright guys, we made it back home. The EVO is looking sick with the TEs, just like how I imagined. I couldn't think of a better wheel to put on the EVO other than the TE37. I just think it looks so good. But I'm gonna have to end the video here because I still need to edit this video for today when you guys are seeing it, because I actually filmed this yesterday for you guys. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and join the Anti-Perfect Society. Peace out, and make it happen.